Good evening, wrestling fans, and welcome to Evansville Wrestling Preview Show. We're coming to you live from the Evansville Blue Devil Wrestling Room, and I'm going to turn it over to our host, Mason Braunschweig. Go, Mason.
Hey, everyone. Welcome to the 2022-23 Evansville Wrestling Season Preview. I'm Mason Braunschweig, producing John Fry, and on the camera, Ryan Keller. We're real happy to be here. You may see some streaming things on your screen. We're going to be trying to show you the schedule. And remember, if you haven't subscribed yet, subscribe to our page. I'm going to give you a little footprint of what we're doing tonight. We're going to talk to the coaches. We're going to talk to some of these wrestlers. We got about half the team here, and get an insight on the season. So right now I want to introduce the coaches. We got Kent Weiler over there with the mic right now. We've got Jared Meyer here. And we got Coach Scott Rozanski over there, and they're all excited to be here. Coach Kent, can I ask you to introduce all your kids and maybe say a little something about them?
Sure. Can you hear me? Yes. All right. Awesome. So I got to stand up so I can do this. So I don't know everybody that's here. I know everybody that's here. So we have Owen Heiser, Charlie Braunschweig, Tucker Peterson, Danny Heiser, Lucy Liska. Yeah. Lincoln Keller, Carson Peterson, Logan Olson, Race Hollett. We'll go back over here. Oh, I'm sorry. Caden Butts, Blake Fry, or Pebble. I keep forgetting freshman's name. Tanner.
Zastapil.
Zastapil. Sorry. I know it in practice. Just can't say it now when I need to. Did I miss anyone? Oh, I'm sorry. This guy right here.
You're doing great, Coach.
Oh, like this is like not how I do this. This is Wyatt Nelson, sorry.
All right, Coach, you're doing fantastic. First, I got a couple of questions for the coaches. Recapping last year, guys. Conference champs, regional champs, again, team sectional runners-up, 3 state place winners, 2 state champs that are back, Owen Heiser, Danny Heiser. Lost a pile of seniors, okay? A little bit younger team. Tell me, Coach, are we rebuilding or are we reloading?
Well, I think we're doing a little bit of both, but I'm going to go with reloading. Probably we're in a position where most of the kids that we're going to put on the varsity mat have had varsity competition, and that's more of a reload in that situation. So, and then we also in the team, it's a pretty tough room, so it's that next man up type of thing, or next woman up, or next person up to be there. So it's a reload, definitely.
Pretty tough room, folks. I can tell you, it's about 94 degrees in here right now. Out in the hallway, it's 72 degrees. It's a rough room. I can feel it. I'm getting a workout just standing here.
And this was an easy practice.
Right, Coach. Let me ask you one more thing. Evansville is in a new sectional this year. Tell me about that, and what challenges and opportunities will that bring for this team?
Well, I think the biggest thing is the opportunity that we have. We have an opportunity where we're in a sectional where most of our competition that we're competing against to make it to the state tournament as individuals or as a team in the past, those teams aren't there. So the other challenge, or the challenges that are there, is that there's teams that we're not that familiar with. So there's a lot of new teams. In the world of wrestling, they would look at us and say that, yeah, it's our sectional to lose. I would agree with that. We have a lot of work to get to that point, so we're only looking at the next competition. We're not trying to look down the road into sectionals.
Fair enough. Why don't you hand that mic to Coach Meyer here, so he can be ready.
Thank you.
I know these are clearly hard questions, right?
Yep.
So Evansville's Activities and Athletics Director, Kendall Butchin, he's been really supportive of all sports, especially supportive of wrestling. He's been supportive for our program, our broadcasts. He's opened up some opportunities for you guys in regards to competitions. He's volunteered to host some major competitions. We'll have team sectionals, individual sectionals, the RVC duels this year, which will be fun, and we'll be broadcasting that. Most recently, he also hired a new coach for you guys here in the high school room, which is fantastic. Now tell me, what does the support that you get from your activities and athletics director mean to you, and what does having a dedicated third person in the room mean?
Well, for the first question, what does it mean to us? I think the support of Kendall is huge in terms of helping us continue to build upon the amount of success that Evansville has had as a wrestling program. Kendall knows kind of the vision we have to continue that success and hopefully build on and expand the success that we've had. And he kind of sees the vision that we have as coaches for the program and is supportive of that, both financially and in terms of giving us opportunities to let Evansville wrestling be seen around the state. And that's really good for us. It's really good for our brand. It's good for our program, both here at the high school level and also our younger levels as well, our feeder programs that are going to continue, hopefully, this success that we've had as a team in the future. What was the second question?
Having Coach Rozanski.
Having Coach Rozanski. All right. So Coach Rozanski has been part of the program for 15 years, at least 20 years, somewhere in that range, close to 20 years. Youth coach for years, middle school coach for years, but he's always volunteered up here and really been one of the staff already anyway. We just finally got him in an official position, which is great because he's so familiar with the kids, so knowledgeable regarding the sport, and his involvement in the program through our lower levels is great in terms of helping to facilitate that bridge, right, between our middle school program, between our youth program, and ultimately up here at the high school. And he's from Iowa, so if you know anything about wrestling, it's helpful to have somebody from Iowa in the room. So
Yeah, it's
there you go,
part of their
right?
genetic
It's-
code, I've heard.
Yeah, I think
Well,
it's
why don't
always
we
beneficial.
pass that mic over to Coach Rozanski and Coach, when you get that mic, let's talk a little bit about your experience. Coach Myers already touched on some of that, but talk about what it means to be in this room and the experience you've had with some of these kids in the room before.
It's a great honor to be in this room. You know, for years I've volunteered, helped up here, and had an opportunity to work with them on a short-term basis a lot of times because my season would start January 1, and then I wouldn't be up in here working with the high school guys as much. But now being up here every day, seeing how our practices are run from start to finish and see the progress as it's developing is huge. I really enjoy it. I'm looking forward to seeing like Butsy here and Tanner, how them guys are going to develop into this program moving forward. Being they came up here from the middle school last year with me and Lincoln Keller and good old Race Hall out there, to see how they're going to, impact the team right away from the beginning, and then I get to see them grow even more through the season as it goes, as they get introduced to some new concepts, different situations, different moves, and how they make the adjustment from, coming from the middle school to the high school. So I'm really excited about seeing that. But it's great being in this room. It's a lot of fun. Practices are hard, yeah. I think the coaches do a great job of keeping it light, and everybody stays active. Everybody's holding everybody accountable, and we're just right now trying to get the work done.
So did someone bet you to talk really, really long to keep these kids here longer? Is that what happened?
No,
Okay.
not really. Sometimes I'm kind of long-winded, and you gave me a nice question.
Well, I got to ask you though, is there any negative aspects to being a coach in here? Because I can certainly think of one.
Well, you said it was hot, but this is like.
Well, now you have to retire from the broadcast team.
Oh yeah, that would be. Yeah, I won't be. Well, maybe I'll just pop up there during the duels and sit for a couple matches.
That's right. Well, happy to have you anytime, Coach. Now, if you want to hand that down to the seniors, maybe we'll hit Owen here. Folks, just want to tell you about our senior class. We have 5 seniors: Tucker Peterson, Lee Jorgensen, Owen Heiser, Braden Engelkins, and Charlie Braunschweig. We have 3 of them here today. We're happy to have 3 of them here. We were hoping to have 5. But that being said, I want to start with some senior questions that are going to be a little bit more thought-inducing as opposed to some of the fun questions I'm going to ask some of your teammates. But first of all, how are you guys feeling this year?
Is that for all of us?
Sure. Go ahead. You get the mic. Whoever's got the mic.
I mean, I'm feeling pretty confident how the team's looking. We're definitely making a lot of progress since like the first day, but I mean, I'm like in the direction that we're going towards.
Wonderful. Why don't you pass that mic over to Charlie? Charlie Braunschweig, one of our seniors, he is doing a senior project working with the youth wrestlers, and he'll be going to a couple youth tournaments with them and helping coach with Coach Bollig and Coach Hoops and Coach Crandall and those guys, and there's some other coaches there that I'm forgetting right now. But Charlie, let me ask you, everything you know now, and I believe you started wrestling in kindergarten or first grade, everything you know now, what advice would you give a fifth grader wrestler right now?
Probably just to stick with it, you know. I mean, over time, you'll get better, especially with the work that you put in to it.
Thanks. And because that was a short answer, I'm going to ask you one more, okay? Which tournament are you looking most forward to this year and why?
I would say the Parker tournament on Saturday because it's the first one, so I like to start off hot, and then I'll get through the season from there.
Great answer. We're hoping that you all start off hot. Why don't you pass that over to Tucker? Tucker, it's young in the season, right? So far, what is special about this team that you've seen?
Well, it's pretty obvious we lost a lot of seniors last year, but everybody's stepping up and working hard together and holding each other accountable, and that's what makes a really good team, is when we all come together and fill those gaps, and I think we're doing a really good job at that, and so I'm proud of the team. Yeah.
All right, well, I'm going to give you a follow-up as well. What is one important lesson that you've learned in your wrestling career that you think is very important and you'd like to share with your teammates?
Probably the most important lesson is just resiliency. Just keep coming back, working harder every single day. You can't take days off. You got to keep going, and you'll improve. Every day you can't make up for a missed day, and you just got to keep working.
Fantastic. Thanks, Tucker. Why don't you hand that back over to Owen? And Owen, we've heard about resiliency. We've heard about toughness. We know wrestling is tough. With that in mind, what do you do to keep your teammates motivated and positive during the tough times in a season?
One thing I like to do is just lead by example. I mean, you can yell at somebody all you want, you can get on them all you want, but at the end of the day, that's not really going to be the most inducive to getting the result you want to see. So if you just lead by example and say, hey, I'm doing this, like, why don't you do it with me? Or I'm doing an extra workout, why don't you do that? Like, that tends to get the best results. So,
Excellent answer. I think your coaches are very proud of you guys right now with the answers you gave. They're all indicative of some fine leaders. I know I'm looking forward to watching you guys Saturday and the rest of the season. But we're going to move it on to your teammates. Why don't you hand it back to your brother right behind you? Danny, we're going to give you a tough one here. You ready?
Sure.
You got to talk in the mic, though. That's
All right.
how you're ready. All right. Favorite food?
Steak.
All right, that was easy. What about sides?
I don't know. Like, what? Like mashed potatoes or something.
Mashed potatoes and steak. You're like every kid in America. It's not that hard. Awesome. Why don't you just pass it over? We got Lincoln Keller. All right, I got a couple good ones for you. We're gonna go with favorite dance move.
I don't dance much, but
But what's your favorite?
maybe the gritty.
I'm sorry, the what?
The gritty?
The gritty?
Yep.
I'm looking at John. We don't know what it is. Show the gritty. Well, thank you for showing me that. I appreciate that. That's fantastic. All right, who's got that mic? Racer, favorite movie?
Favorite?
Talking to that mic, buddy.
I don't have a favorite movie.
A good movie that you like.
Remember the Titans?
Remember the Titans. And what do you like about that movie, Racer?
I don't know. I just like sports movies.
All right, fair enough. You're enjoying this. I know you passed that mic quick over to Wyatt. So, Wyatt, who's got the best nickname on the team?
Oh, definitely Stone.
Stone. Okay, yeah, one of our seniors who isn't here, Stone. And what's your nickname?
I don't have a nickname.
Oh,
Bert, like Bert and Ernie.
yeah, Bert and Ernie. Okay, all right. Were you Bert or Ernie?
I was Ernie.
Ernie. Okay. Well, maybe Ernie will work because if you didn't give me one, we were going to give you one this year. So it's good that you gave us one. So guys, keep that in mind. And lady, if you have a nickname, give it to us or we're going to give you one. All right? All right, who do we got next? Pebble. Pebble, what do we got for, if you could have any superhero power, what would it be?
Probably super strength.
Super strength.
Yeah.
And that might help you in wrestling a little bit? Is that why
Yeah.
you chose that?
Yeah.
Absolutely, huh? And what's your favorite superhero movie?
I don't know, Endgame. Probably the only one I've seen.
Perfect. Awesome. You guys are killing it. Okay, Caden, what do we got for favorite teacher?
I'll go with Mr. Meyer.
Really? Really? So I'm just going to say, I have it written down here that the kid will say, Mr. Meyer, whoever gets that question. So we knew that was coming. Okay, what other than Mr. Meyer, who's your favorite teacher?
Probably Mr. Hankey because we get to build stuff in his class.
Great answer. Perfect answer. Keep passing along. We got a Zastapil here. The youngest of the three Zastapil boys. Here we go. Favorite book?
Not a big reader.
What?
How Chapwood Carry Water is a good one. Has a lot of good lessons for you.
Really? Like what?
Tells you how to keep going a lot. Motivates you. Motivates me. You know.
So that resiliency,
Yep.
that's sort of a theme on this team. I like that. I think the coaches like that. Well, I'm going to let you off the hook, pass the mic, and we got Logan Olson. All right, here we go. Logan, you just won $1 million. What's the first thing you're going to buy?
A truck.
A truck.
Yeah.
I'm shocked. Okay. You got $1 million, so what kind of features are you going to have on this truck?
Definitely heated seats.
Heated seats. Okay. What else?
Yeah, lift kit, some new tires.
All right. That's it. $1 million and you got a truck.
Well, yeah.
All right.
I'll have some other stuff too.
Realistic goals. I like it. All right, pass it on. Who we got back there? Carson, what's your favorite wrestling move?
Definitely a cradle.
All right, crossface, inside, outside?
Definitely crossface.
All right, there you go.
Just gotta put it to him.
Yeah, and that's going to happen how many times this year?
0.
Oh, you have confidence. You're going to do great. All right, we got Lucy.
Yeah.
All right, what do we got here for you? Let's see. Favorite TV show?
Oh, jeez. I'm not sure. I don't want to.
How about cartoon? Favorite cartoon?
Favorite cartoon? I don't know, man. I don't watch a lot of TV.
Oh my God, favorite movie? I'm gonna keep mine.
Probably Stand By Me.
Stand By Me. There you go. Did you read the book?
No.
So, Coach, I'm finding out you guys don't read a lot. Not a lot of readers in here. Okay, I hope so. All right. Why don't you go ahead and give that back to Coach Kent? And thank you all for participating. I know that was brutal. You guys would much rather be wrestling. You'd rather be on the island out there doing your thing for people as opposed to public speaking, and I get it. But this is a preview show, Coach, so we got to talk a little bit about the upcoming season. Tell us a little bit about your schedule and your thought process behind that when making that.
Yeah, the thought process of the schedule is built in peaks and valleys. So we have, when I say that, I mean by like going to one that's relatively could be looked at as not as difficult as the next. So we have some learning process in between, but it's also it's preparing us for the end of the season, right? It's preparing us for that conference tournament, the regional tournament, the sectional tournament, and then, hopefully the state tournament at the end. Kind of a little bit of iron sharpens iron. We're going to go chase some pretty tough competition, and we did it last season too. We're not going to shy away from any tough competition. We're gonna go places, where we're gonna be challenged, and we're gonna chase losses. Is what we're gonna do. We're gonna put ourselves in a position that we can chase losses and hopefully learn from those losses and recover and be at our best at the end of the season.
And I mean, from a pragmatic standpoint, you've got kids that are going to go wrestle in college, and you got kids that aren't, right? But what does that do for the kids, no matter what they do in life, from this point on?
Yeah, what it shows them, one, is that if you stick to fundamentals and the basics, I think you can survive in that type of situation. And if you go work for the process, and you're not working for wins or anything like that, but it's a process of where you can. So it teaches them that you can be in a tough situation. You're going to fail a lot. You're going to fail 1,000 more times than what you are successful, and you got to keep coming up and keep getting after it.
Absolutely. Great message, Coach. Now, you've been coaching a while. You've had a lot of different teams. You've been at a number of different schools, Middleton. There's been another school at least, and now here in Evansville. Very young in the season, but how would you characterize this team so far?
No, this is a fun group. It's a fun group of, not only very experienced, talented wrestlers, but then another group that's it's a sink or swim environment in here. So they're hanging tough, and they're learning to come in and get a little bit better every day. And we're just chasing our next competition. I think come Saturday when we get into a dual meet tournament at Parker, I think our kids are going to be happy to go wrestle someone else, and that's out of this room.
Right. So this year, in our house, we've got a quad dual meet. We've got RVC duels. We've got team sectionals and individual sectionals. We already talked about that. What does that mean to you, and what do you think that means for this team?
Well, it's tough for our fan base, obviously, but obviously we're going to have some very competitive competitions towards the end of the season, and then even the RVC duels. But we don't have a whole lot. We're not running a schedule where we have 15 home competitions.
Right.
We just don't have that availability to do that. So we don't mind putting on some travel time to go out there and seek some good competition. But as far as our home stuff, that's an opportunity for us to be at home, but it's an opportunity for our fans to come out and show us how they want to support us and they want to see us compete. And they don't have many opportunities, so hopefully we can pack the house when that time comes.
Absolutely. Now, season kicks off Saturday. We've all talked about that. Tell us a little bit about varsity. We'll be going to Parker. I think JV is going to Stoughton.
Yeah, actually, we didn't know that Parker also had a JV tournament when we sent the contracts out, or we signed contracts in August.
Right.
We found that out a few weeks ago. So our whole team is going on one bus, and we're all going to Parker, Janesville Parker on Saturday.
Everyone's going to Parker. Great.
Everybody's
Fantastic.
going to Parker, yeah.
So tell our viewers here what they can expect and what to look for at Parker.
Well, as far as the JV tournament, we haven't been there for that before, but I know what a dual tournament is. So we're going to start off at 9 a.m. We're going to wrestle Monroe, that duel, and I think probably by 10:15 or 10:30, we'll get into our next duel. Our next duel would be Kenosha Bradford. Following that, and then guessing there's probably a duel after that will be Oregon. And there's going to be a lunch break in there sometime, and I'm guessing we're finishing up with Janesville Parker at the end of the day.
Is there any other, just the 4 teams?
Four dual meet teams, yeah.
Okay. Great. Well, I know I'm looking forward to the season, obviously looking forward to broadcasting, looking forward to seeing all these kids that I've watched wrestle from knee-high to a grasshopper. I just want to thank the team. I want to thank you, coaches. I want to thank AD Kendall Butchin. I want to thank Principal Doty and Associate Principal Jeff Crandall. I also want to thank John Fry and Ryan Keller behind the camera for this opportunity to make this happen for everyone today. Once again, I'm Mason Braunschweig, and for John Fry and Ryan Keller, I want to thank everyone for watching at home. Hit subscribe if you haven't hit it yet. Go Blue Devils.